Welcome back to the Big Picture. The time right now, 9:25 on your Monday morning. Colin, we are talking about NIH funding, which is the National Institute of Health funding. And a lot of this money goes towards cancer research and helping patients. And a lot of that's been cut this year.
Right.
So,
there's been significant cuts to cancer research.
And joining us right now, we have Morgan Loudon. She is a Columbus-based soft tissue cancer survivor, and she was recently in Washington, D.C., lobbying to get more funding back on track. So here she is. I'm going to bring her in right now. Hi there. Can you hear us okay?
Hello. Yes, I can.
Hi, Morgan. Can you first just start talking to us about your cancer journey when you were first diagnosed?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was diagnosed at 8 years old in 2012 with a pretty rare form of soft tissue cancer. The medical name is extrarenal rhabdoid sarcoma. So I went through about 10 rounds of chemo and a month of radiation with a bunch of different surgeries, and I eventually finished treatment at 9 years old in 2013.
Okay, that's great news. So you were just in DC with United for Cures. Talk to us about that experience. What were you doing there?
Yeah, it was a very cool experience. So, United for Cures is a coalition of a bunch of different medical research groups. It includes Alzheimer's, ALS, muscular dystrophy, a bunch of different things, and it brings us all together to lobby at Washington, D.C. So, I got to meet a lot of people from a bunch of different coalitions, and we went around to our members of Congress to ask for increased funding for NIH.
And you met with Senators Bernie Moreno and John Husted, along with Representative Joyce Beatty. Tell me about those conversations. Were they receptive of some of the work that you're trying to do?
Absolutely. Joyce Beatty has been definitely a push for NIH funding. Specifically, Columbus, they receive, Ohio State is actually the top recipient of NIH funding in the state. But they were definitely receptive to those conversations and understand the importance, not just from the cure side and the medical field, but also for Ohio's economy. Ohio is actually one of the top states who receives NIH funding across all states. So it is important that our representatives are receptive of this increase.
How did medical research shape your journey with cancer specifically?
Yeah, I definitely have a bunch of different ways it has shaped me for sure. So most people don't know, as a childhood cancer survivor, many children are actually given medicine that is meant for adults, which in most cases may not be a huge deal. But the purpose of cancer treatment is to target fast growing cells. And when you're a kid, all of your cells are fast growing. So it makes that treatment that's meant for adults a lot harder on a kid's body. Medical research has been extremely important in targeting more directly to kids, especially when it comes to cancer. And on top of that, I am also involved in St. Baldrick's Foundation, which is a childhood cancer research organization. They do fundraising to fund different types and the most promising types of childhood cancer research. And I've been involved with them for quite some time as well.
And obviously, this NIH funding made a difference in your life. Can you talk about how this funding has helped other people you know that are going through a similar journey with cancer in Central Ohio?
Yeah, absolutely. Many people have heard the term clinical trial. So a lot of times with people who have an aggressive type of cancer that's being really difficult to treat, they can be entered into a clinical trial. And I personally know multiple people who their treatment was done as a clinical trial, and now it is actually the standard form of treatment for the type of cancer they have. So it shows that the growth that they make through those clinical trials, where it starts off as we're hoping this works and we're hoping it helps treat your cancer, to now this is what we're going to use as the base treatment for this type of cancer, which is really cool to see.
And Morgan, do you have any other plans to go back to DC and continue lobbying?
Absolutely. I go usually every year. I try to go. It depends on what foundation. But Alliance for Childhood Cancer is one that I usually go with, and I hope to be back with United for Cures if they continue their mission as well.
All right, Morgan.
Morgan Loudon, thank you so much for joining us, talking about your journey and some of the work that's going on. Coming up next.